Hi, Sue here from Mystic Matters. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm here with your September tarot reading. And as usual, for the people who watch all the time, you know that I've dowsed for these cards ahead of time. Okay, well, September's looking to be like a bit of a challenging month. We're starting off here with the Tower. Now, I don't see the Tower as specifically negative. For me, it's more housekeeping. So it's things leaving our lives that are no longer for us. This can be relationships, friendships, working situations, or anything that's past its sell-by date. It's like having a big trunk of old clothes. You need to let go of some of them in order to leave room for new. So this to me is like the universe clearing out the things that are no longer necessary for us, and the things that we might have recognized were past their sell-by date, but we haven't done anything ourselves to move them out of our lives. So this is kind of a bit of a time of reckoning, I suppose. So the advice I give with this card is try just to go with the flow. Don't try not to fight for things that are leaving you, because if they're leaving you, there might be a very good reason for that. Just go with the flow, recognize that it's clearing out things that are no longer for us to leave room for new things to come in. We won't lose what's ours. The things that are beneficial for us for the future will remain. It's only the things that have really no more purpose, we're not aligned to for our future movement, that will leave us. So this is where the month is starting off. So it's a bit like starting off with a bang, you know, things disappearing. Now, the first, say, 10 days, I split the month into threes, so it's kind of roughly 10 days. So we're starting off here with this feeling of things haven't worked out exactly the way I expected to. I'm not happy. Do I put up and shut up, or do I cut my losses and move on? So this is a feeling of being a bit disgruntled. We could find ourselves in a situation that we thought was going to be a lot better than it's actually turned out to be. But if we look back, we might just have been looking at it through rose-colored glasses, and we didn't want to look at the signs that it was never really going to fulfill our expectations. So really, my feeling is, because the Tower has already turned up, my feeling is that we are also now going to feel that we want to just kind of move away from things that aren't working out, that things that really don't bring us the happiness or fulfillment that we want. So we're starting to kind of clear out our closets and our lives in order for new things, better things, things that do resonate with us, that do fulfill us, that make us feel happier and put us on the path that we're meant to be treading, rather than the path that we are treading because we weren't clear enough and we weren't sure enough which direction we were meant to be going. But also with this card, we can feel quite vulnerable. The King of Cups is very much the counselor, the healer, somebody who's really good at helping others, but not so good at accepting help. So do accept some help. Sometimes we need help in order to move away from things, to change our situation, to make them more fulfilling. And there will be a feeling of a bit of vulnerability around in the first kind of 10 days or so of September. Coming to the middle of the month, we have a couple of major arcana cards here. The Star card is saying, keep hope and faith in the midst of difficulties. Things will kind of just, don't focus on all the bad things, all the things that we wish weren't happening. Because the more we keep our eyes focused on the negative stuff, the more we keep attracting that. So keep your eye on hope and faith. Know that all things pass. The situations that we're going through at the moment won't last forever. There is there will be an end date, and it will, and by buying into it and keep talking about it and regurgitating it and going over it, we just keep it alive for longer. So Pandora's box is opened. There's lots of really ugly things flying around, lots of low vibrational stuff that's going on in plain sight for all of us to see. Try to focus on other things. It doesn't mean living in a kind of a cuckoo land, or kind of full of unicorns and pink and blue rainbows. I'm not saying that, but recognize that this will pass, and we will come out the other end. And there's so much really good stuff going on. Humanity, the level of humanity in a crisis is quite incredible. It's just, it doesn't often hit the mainstream media, but you can find it if you look for it. There's lots of good things coming on, but you know, fear and anger and frustration, etc. That's what sells papers, unfortunately. But there is other stuff that we can be looking at, and if we want to do some practical stuff, we can do that. Helping an animal shelter, or kind of knit gloves for people. There's always something we can focus on. And the reason I'm talking about that is the Chariot is about focus and discipline. So it'd be really good to, if you haven't already got a project, find something to put your energy into, something that is practical, something that will be of benefit to yourself and other people, rather than getting tied up with all the negative news that's going around at the moment. Make something productive. So at the end of it, say, well, you know, while everybody, was a lot of people were tied to the television and bemoaning the state of the world, I've knit 2 jumpers. Or something like that, or I've spent time kind of helping out animal shelters, or I donated my time to kind of raising money for the elderly, or whatever you feel drawn to do, because it's about keeping your energy in check, keeping focused, keeping disciplined when there's chaos all around. Not getting distracted by all that chaos, because we've only got so much time, and within this time, isn't it better to keep ourselves as happy and positive and focused as we can, rather than going down this rabbit hole of fear and anxiety? So try not to let yourself get anxious and maybe bad-tempered and things, because things don't appear to be going the way you feel they should be. The fact is, everything happens, there's a reason for everything, and we're in a situation where, whichever country we're in, we're all in these situations because we've been heading towards it in one way or another. So rather than putting sticking plasters over it, we think a lot of the world is realizing we are in very negative times, and it's time now to take our own power back. It's time to not rely on the people who are making it very clear they can't be relied on. And I'm not talking necessarily about people at corporate or governmental levels. I'm talking also about the people in our own lives, not relying on people who have shown time and time again that they don't have ethics or authenticity. We all know them, but it's kind of do something for yourself and do something for that you can be proud of. Focus on that and try not to get drawn into all this news, which is designed to keep us all in fear and powerlessness. At the middle of the month is going to be accentuating that. The last 10 days of the month still feels like we're starting to come out of it. It's a bit lighter. This is money and resources coming our way. So you never know, the two jumpers that I mentioned a bit earlier on, would end up selling them. Who knows? but all joking aside, this is about having kind of getting money and resources, and but also being prepared to work, put effort in, and do something. Because this means that you're going to be able to get enough money to pay your bills and get by. I'm not talking about millionaire status here, but I am talking about the ability to earn money and to support yourself and not have to rely on others for that. There's still material problems here, and I think it will still affect quite a lot of people. But you know, I think the times are kind of rife with these kind of problems on one level or another. But it's how we treat them. You know, if we think of them as kind of terminal, then again that kind of draws us down the rabbit hill. But if we realize that these things will kind of pass, and just look at them as temporary situations, it helps to get past them much quicker. Don't take them on as kind of major, because this card shows minor disruptions, maybe a bit of shortage of money, or maybe washing machine breaks down, or your car breaks down, or you need a new oven or something. Just look at things as kind of temporary, just things that kind of annoyances, but don't hold it to you for the next 3 months and let it drag you down. The end of the month is going to be even clearer to all of us, that the things that we need to walk away from, where we've given 100% and we haven't given back, and we haven't received back in equal measure. So it will be when it seems like through this month, with all the ups and downs and the chaos and the accentuation of news that will frighten us and make us feel powerless, through the course of this month, I think a lot of people are going to feel the need for really walking away. They've had enough. And so if something isn't giving you back positive energy, or you feel as though you're giving and you're not receiving, then walk away from it. And it will be time to reorientate yourself and begin again if necessary. But I think during the course of September, more of us will be aware of what isn't for us anymore, and what isn't living up to expectation, than we are here at the beginning of the month. Our good luck for September is to listen to what the spiritual side is about, the spiritual side of things, to understand that if we have fear, we're going to attract more things that will make us more fearful. If somebody approaches us in anger, we have to realize that it's because there's some anger in us which resonates and attracts that anger. So it's important to raise our vibration, or become less fearful, less angry, more accepting of others, of other people's opinions, of the way other people choose to live their lives. Sorry. We need to be more gracious. We need to be more compassionate, and this will help us. And keep us in good stead while we kind of navigate the sometimes tricky times of this month. September's not a sitting back and relaxing month. It's really a lot about holding on to hope, holding on to faith, and finding a deeper meaning in life to that which is which is kind of pushing its way into our homes through the news channels, the media, and things like that, and also kind of personal people's experiences as well. But if we can try and see there's a deeper meaning behind everything, well, and also news gets manipulated, so we're given a particular slant, and that might not be the absolute truth. So if we can raise our vibration up, recognize that not everything that we're being told is true, and that these times will pass. It's just a clearing of old energy in order to really bring in the new. But the old energy has to be dissipated. It has to be overcome before we can herald the new. So it was always going to be this way. When people are looking for a better life, the old energy that suits certain people is going to be fought for, and it's going to be fought for very hard, because some people's lifestyles are being threatened by the emancipation of the masses. So if we can see this as this is a necessary step that we're taking in humanity in order to create a better future, then we can look at it from a higher perspective and realize, as I said, this too will pass. But anyway, so that's September, not an easy month, but I'm sure we'll all get through it, and let's see maybe better news in October. But take care, and I hope to see you again. Bye.